It's the worst thing ever. So it's burnt plastic, it's burnt trash, it's burnt wood, it's burnt metal, and it sticks to your clothes. My stocking cap that I was wearing, I found it a week later. It was off. I mean, it's not just wood. Yeah, it stinks.
A neighbor is being hailed a hero tonight after he rescued a couple from their burning home.
She wasn't getting up. And so I just threw my shirt over my nose and I ran to the chair, and I was thinking about my son a lot. Like, boy, what do I do here? Once I started thinking about him, I mean, I wasn't really afraid about getting hurt or whatever. More afraid if something happens to me, what's he gonna do? You know, that's the only thing I was scared about. I knew I could go in there and pull her out. My name is John Wonio. Live just south of downtown, and with my son Oliver, and work for Nationwide Insurance and involved in youth sports. I think I'm a good father. Yeah.
My name is Scott Dunphy, and I work for Nationwide Insurance. John works in our total loss department. The best way to describe him is he's the soul of the earth kind of guy. The perfect neighbor that probably comes over to help you when you're outside, you know, moving some logs around and things like that.
Yeah, we've known each other for a while. I helped him out. Well, I helped them out with stuff, mostly lifting things, if you can imagine. I can do that pretty well.
John is a big, burly, strong guy. He's just a really nice, humble guy. It's the best way to describe him.
It was Friday. Later at night, just me at home. I was cleaning the basement, watching some football. Saw a bright orange glow across the street. My neighbor's house was on fire, so the flames had, I guess they had broken out the window, the kitchen window facing the front of the house, and it was late night. There wasn't anybody up. Neighbors I talked to afterwards, because I was yelling very loudly, and I do have a loud voice when I want it to be. So a little taken aback at first. I thought, oh boy. I've never called 911 before that, yeah. I didn't know what their address was. I gave them my address. Said it was the house across the street that's on fire, and I just said, I'm gonna go check it out, and hung up the phone. So I imagine it was about a minute long or less. Smoke was coming out, and it felt like it was growing. I don't hear anybody in there, so I'm at the gate yelling their names, and I didn't hear anything, and thought, all right, well, I'll go around to the other side, down the driveway area, and that was kind of where the kitchen was, and that was completely on fire and engulfed in flames. So I'm not gonna try that way. So I came back around to the front, and that's when the first police officer showed up, and then we both kind of bypassed the gate and ran up to the door, where he kicked the door in, and we were both on the porch there. We saw Tina cross the room, unconscious in her lazy boy. So tried screaming her name. She looked like she wanted to move a little bit, but didn't. She didn't look very good. She was foaming out of the mouth and the nose. Mark, he had stumbled out from the back bedroom area where he was sleeping. We got him on the porch and just told him to go out in the corner of the yard by the fence, and went back to yelling at Tina to try and get her up. And she didn't move. If I'm gonna do something, I better do it now. And so I just threw my shirt over my nose and I ran to the chair and picked her up under the arms and ran her back to the porch, where I laid her down and carried her out into the yard away from the home. About 15 seconds after we laid her in the yard, the medics had arrived.
Both people were incapacitated, I guess, at different levels. One was maybe still somewhat coherent, the other unfortunately was not. And he made that decision to go into that house and get them out.
She had to get airlifted to the University of Iowa, and she stayed there for about 3 weeks. She was in had oxygen, things like that for 3 weeks before they let her go. So Got it just in time, I think.
We're just really proud that one of our own stood up and did the right thing. I'm even looking at my neighbors a little bit differently. You know, who would come into my house and help my family? He needed to act, and he did. There is no doubt that John's a hero here. So yes, man, we shared that communication around it. There was just a lot of nationwiders just extremely proud of what John did.
And most other people would have done the same thing in my position. I look at it as more of I was in the right place at the right time.
And I think it makes you think about how you connect with the people around you. It's about doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
It's important for me to be a good example for my son. You don't have to pull somebody from a burning fire. Anybody that's having a positive impact in other people's lives is a hero. Just, that's the thing. You just look out for everybody else. Look out for your neighbors, your community, and do the right thing.
That's what neighbors do, but what a heroic event. Let's honor a man that stood up and did the right thing at the right time, and that's why we did it.